Hi, my name is Lena. Welcome to my channel, and we are going to talk about Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky, which won Arthur C. Clarke's Award in 2016. So I heard about it from different channels, from Steve Donoghue, from Thomas, from SFF 180. I heard about it from booktubers A Scientist Reads, but unfortunately only on Twitter. And finally I heard about it from Todd the Librarian. He was very impressed by this book. He was almost comparing it to the Midworld. So I'm very grateful to Todd for suggesting this book as a buddy read, because I wouldn't probably have chosen it on my own. At first, when I only started to read this book, it reminded me of A Deepness in the Sky by Vernor Vinge, because this book is about a society of spiders. And Harry Harrison, Deathworld, because it was kind of obvious from the start that we will have a conflict with this new evolved race. So it reminded me, the themes, they reminded me of these two books. But I haven't read enough of science fiction, so there are possibly plenty more. It was a very interesting, very exciting read. So at first we have Dr. Avrana Kern and her pet project. So the idea was to explore an evolution on a new world. So they found a planet, they terraformed it, and they decide to send a bunch of monkeys there and a virus that would help the monkeys to evolve much faster. So the idea actually is to have these monkeys to serve us as gods. So basically we were going to raise a race of slaves for us. So I kind of feel that Adrian Tchaikovsky are not a high opinion of humanity, of us, of human beings. So this was the idea, but something went terribly wrong in the scale of the entire universe. So monkeys died, monkeys are no longer available, but spiders are available, and nanovirus survived. So now we are going to witness the evolution of spiders, and it's very interesting. It was interesting, it was engaging, the world building is superb. I enjoyed it very much. At first I was kind of unhappy with the names, because the main spiders, the ones that we are kind of looking at through generations, they are given names for me that for me sound Shakespearean, like Portia and Bianca and Viola, but later on I understood that the language that they developed is not phonetical, so it doesn't matter how the author calls them. Those are not their names because the language is not phonetical. And it kind of reconciled me to the names. It's a very interesting story. So we are going to see the spiders evolve, and it's very interesting. And it actually very thought-provoking if you are one of those readers that can actually stop and think and look inside yourself and see how it actually, on which level you relate to this or that idea. I'm not like that. It's my greatest sin as a reader. Well, I am full speed ahead. I cannot stop and think. And so I was there for entertainment, but I feel that it's a very thought-provoking story, and it has some deep thoughts. So, and we also have an arc ship, Gilgamesh. You can see it on the cover. It doesn't have a pair of every animal on Earth. It actually has human beings, the last hope of human race. So they are looking for a planet to colonize and to make a base for humanity, for human race, so that we could survive. So those are the last survivors of human race. And here we have Holston Mason. He is a historian, and he becomes suddenly a very important person because he is basically the only one who can understand, translate from and speak in Imperial Sea. So it's the common language of the old empire. So this skill becomes very unexpectedly extremely important. And we have Issa Lane, a chief engineer, a very interesting character, strong-willed, clear-minded, very sarcastical, and at the same time no-nonsense kind of girl, a very interesting character. And we have Vri Guyen, the Gilgamesh commander, who is actually one of those persons who can plan ahead, who can achieve a result in the long run, and he sees very clearly what needs to be done, how much he needs to sacrifice, and how many he needs to sacrifice for the humanity, for the human race to survive, and he's prepared to do so. So we have this arc ship which is looking for a planet to colonize. And it's kind of obvious from the start that this Cairns Vault, this pet project of Dr. Avrana Cairn, is going to be the only vault suitable for us to live in. And you can predict the conflict of interests between the race of spiders, perfectly evolved society of spiders, and human beings, which are not exactly evolving but kind of a bit degrading during this voyage. And Holston Mason being not exactly being a historian. They all spend time in suspension chambers, so they are in deep sleep, they are frozen, and from time to time they are woken up when they are needed. And he, being historian, he is woken up basically in last minute, so he always lands in the swing of things, and he needs to understand what's happening. And it's kind of like a roller coaster. It's very exciting, it's very entertaining, it's thought-provoking, and things are kind of going downhill. So Holston Mason, he's not looking forward to this wake up calls. Sorry about that. And it's extremely entertaining. It's rather high-paced. It's thought-provoking. It sorry guys, very relatable, and the world building is superb, and I advise you to read it if you like science fiction. Thank you for watching. Goodbye and happy reading.